It's now time for Remember When with Uncle John. John Guess, Ouachita County's resident storyteller and local historian. Sit back now and enjoy a walk down memory lane as John recalls the days of yesteryear in his own unique way. You never know, some of it might even be true. So here's Uncle John, along with his trusty sidekick, Kelly Blair.
Back on Remember When with Uncle John. Well, we have done it. We have reached finish line Friday, and around here, these parts, that means there is a top tune to be talked about. Lay it on us, Johnny.
Number one song in the land on March the 3rd, 1984, and I remember it because I was there.
You were there.
I was there. Life was tough in March 1984, but I was there.
Live and in person.
Live and in person. Exile. Woke up in love.
Oh, that's a good one.
Woke up in love this morning. You know, Exile was a rock act in the 70s.
Okay.
And then kind of reformed and refabricated and changed their image and their song list and became a country act in the 80s.
They were originally from Kentucky, so you knew they had to come around and be country before it was all over.
J.P. Pennington is the only original member left, and he wrote this song. It was released in November of 83. It was their first of 10 number one hits.
Right.
And it was number one for 1 week, which is this week, and then it was 12 weeks on the charts. And I'm going to tell you, Exile was a happening band in those days.
Well, yeah, you're right. Back there in the early 80s, mid-80s and everything, they were as hot as anybody out there.
They were, you know, they were playing in all the clubs and everything, and you know, the song was on the jukebox, and that's back when they had jukeboxes. Remember them?
Yeah, I do remember.
You put money in them.
Yep.
You didn't have cards. You didn't have anything. You didn't put dollar bills in them. You put quarters in them.
You didn't Bluetooth your phone to the thing hanging on the wall over there and say, you know, give me a couple of electronic credits. I want to play a song. No,
you put quarters in the jukebox and you played Exile.
You know the ones I always loved? Do you remember the 66 Kitchens down in Magnolia?
I do.
They had those little mini jukeboxes things you could put right there at your table.
Yeah.
And you could put them in and do the song
all the
right
truck
there.
stops used to have those in the 60s and 70s. Yeah, I remember going in truck stops in various parts of the South, you know, doing illicit things with my running buddy Randy Stennett. And we would, we would go in a truck stop because that's where your best food was.
Absolutely.
Get you a greasy cheeseburger, you know, put your quarter in, listen to a couple of songs, sit there and drink your Coca-Cola. Life was good.
Coca-Cola?
Yeah. Hamburger with some meat and a Coca-Cola. That's another story.
Okay.
But Exile, great band, great song. And like the song, I woke up in love this morning.
Hey,
so
there you go.
Life is great, you know, on March the 3rd, 2023. You know, it's hard to believe that next year it'll be 40 years since this song was number one.
That is
40
amazing.
Years.
That's a long time.
And I'm telling you, 1984 was a tricky year for Uncle John. Started out bad, ended up good.
With
tough
some
time.
Twists and turns there in the middle.
Man, you talk about the spinneroonie, man. Man, we did some spinneroonies and didn't know what they was.
Well, you know that middle act is when the drama has to build and everything before the comeback at the end.
Got to leave the drama alone, leave the toxicity alone, leave the chaos. You know, ain't nothing worse than going in a house where you can't find a four-wheeler in the living room. You know.
Okay. Yeah.
But great song, great band, great time. Let's run a needle through it and remember when.
I was fixing to say, just in case anybody's forgot about it, I say we play the sucker right here and now.
Run a needle through it and remember when with Uncle John and Kelly.
All right, that's going to wrap up Remember When with Uncle John, not only for the day, but for the week. But we'll be right back here next week, ready to do it all over again. Have a good weekend, John.
See you next week, Kelly.
You've been listening to Remember When with Uncle John on Y95. This broadcast can be heard each weekday morning at 6:45 on South Arkansas's favorite station, Y95.